So today, this is Bruce, everybody, and I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to give you my message for it gets better. Um, if you're wondering why I put the question mark there, it's because I really want to challenge that notion, and I encourage you, as a viewer, when you're watching my video or anybody else's video about it gets better, I really want you to think about what that means for you and what that's meant for other people who have come before you, other gay people who have come before you in past generations, what that message would mean to them back then, whenever in the past, and what it would mean to you today. Because saying it gets better to youth today means something so much different than it would have meant to, say, adults back in the 60s. And then that message still means something entirely different for people back in 100 years ago, 150 years ago, in the 1800s. As far back in history as you can go, it always meant something different, if you think about it. For teens today, yeah, it is possible to say it gets better because there's so much going for us as gay people right now. There's so much more freedom and protection. There's a movement in society that's supportive of homosexuality, understanding of the concept, supportive of giving equal rights to them and equal benefits and protections and all these things, of realizing that there's no reason to persecute these people. Whereas, if you go back 50 or 100 years ago, it was totally different. It was persecuted, and if it wasn't persecuted, it was pushed down into the closets and underground where you never heard about it, never talked about it. And even further back, it's the same thing. And so, to say that it gets better, for me, I don't think is a fair statement. Because as a Christian, I like to look at things from an eternal perspective. What encourages me about being a follower of Christ, what encourages me about being a lover of God, is that I have something that no one can take away from me. A relationship with someone who's been here from the beginning and will be here till the end. And that is what encourages me, the consistency of something that I can always depend on, that will never change, that is always good, that is very simple to understand. And in this world, there are so many things that are constantly changing. Now, in the case of homosexuality, that's a good thing now because things are changing for the better. And for that, I can say it gets better. But a deeper message that I want to give you for the gay Christians out there and for anybody who's gay is that it doesn't get better without you standing up for yourself. It doesn't get better with you waiting around for it to happen. And I want to make that clear because it's very easy to get that idea when watching It Gets Better. It just gives the idea that, hey, just sit around and wait and be patient and it'll get better. But while part of that's true, the only reason that it's gotten better is because somebody got tired of being pushed around, stood up for themselves, got their friends together, and said, we're going to do something about this. So they did, and it made some ripples. Some of them got tortured, got persecuted, got kicked out of their families, got kicked out of work, got killed. I mean, any number of things, any number of risks that they took. And it really takes, being risky to induce change. So I want to encourage you that while it is getting better, it's getting better because people are doing something to change the surroundings, to change the status quo, to challenge it, it takes a push to make things better. And I would say that the greatest thing that you can do as a gay person, the most effective thing you can do to make things better, is to start, number one, by coming out. If your life is not that good, Um, and you may be in the closet. If you want life to get better, if you want life to change for gay people everywhere, that has been historically the one thing that has made the gay rights movement move so fast, because so many people have come out. It hasn't been because of politicians. It hasn't been because of other leaders or celebrities standing up for people. The main thing that has pushed this thing the fastest is by regular people like you and me, letting people in our lives know who we are and that we're gay. And it challenges society so fast because one person has family, friends, pastors, you name it, and it affects a whole community of people when just one person comes out. Imagine when thousands do. It really shifts society's ideas of what homosexuality is. That is probably the most change that you can do, and the best way to make things better. I know that, and like I said, it's risky. Everything about making things better, everything about making change is risky, and there's just no way around it. You can't. Like I said, the last thing that I want you to do when you get the message of it gets better is to sit around and wait for things to happen, because it's really ultimately nothing's going to happen without you getting involved. And so I say, instead of saying it gets better, I would say it has gotten better because of the work of other people that have gone before us and people today who have the courage to stand up for themselves and for others. And that would go across the board for any topic. The only way change happens is if someone else nudges this history and society along to do it constantly until it happens. So yes, it's a high calling to say it gets better, and to be gay, openly gay, to be Christian, and to be Christian on top of that is a hero's journey. It really takes a lot of courage. So for any of you out there who are watching it, you've gone through that journey of coming out and remaining true to your faith and open about it. Like I applaud you, because it takes courage to do it. And all of these things, even if you just come out and you're not a Christian, that alone still takes courage to this day. It's not as risky as it used to be, which is why it's gotten better, but it's still hard, and it still takes a lot of courage to do that. So I want to leave you guys with this message of go out and make the world better. If there's something that is not right about your life or right about society, then go make that change. Go and change the world. I love you guys. Subscribe, comment, ask questions, and can't wait to hear from you guys.